Hello, friends and family. Today I want to talk about the transition from surviving or living to thriving. Hi, I'm Jen, and today and every day I talk about my quest to crush aggressive diffuse large B-cell lymphoma, DLBCL, stage 4. And we're using the R-EPOCH immunotherapy chemotherapy to crush non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Thank you so much for joining me today on the journey. Let's get into it. So I have one of these lovely cards for a quote for you, so let's start there. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Jim Rohn. I think I'm reading that right. So, I talked pretty in depth yesterday about why we're not done, but what we are is far away from my next treatment. So typically, we're on day 17. So typically, if this was a normal cycle, by next Friday, and this coming Friday, in 5 to 6 days, 5 days, I guess, from when you're seeing this, I would begin my next poisoning cycle. And so there's really not an opportunity to feel decent and then get to going anywhere else, because by the time you start to feel decent, smack, time to get poisoned again. So no matter what the outcome of my scans and everything else are, what I know today, April 25th, 2021, I know I'm a day ahead of you guys, or behind you, is that I will not have poisoning for minimum 5 to 6 weeks from now, unless something goes horribly awry, right? Because by the time I get a PET scan and we get the results and then we make a plan, even if it's bad news, my treatments wouldn't begin until sometime in June would be my assumption. And so given that I have this somewhat longer window, I would like to start slowly transitioning into doing more for my noodle and my body to make me feel good. Now, this is kind of with a layer of caution. And my layer of caution here is, I think I've talked about this before too. Not unlike birthing a child, your body has been through a tremendous trauma. This body has been through a tremendous trauma. And so it's not realistic for me to expect that today, 17 days, and that would be, let's see, my poisoning stopped on day 5. So 12 days post-poisoning, that all of a sudden, miraculously, after months of poisoning, today I'm great. No problems, nothing to see here, moving on, right? That's not realistic. And I think I've shared with you also that some experts say that for every week of poisoning, it takes 2 weeks to recover. So my thoughts here, so if I haven't done the math because it kind of bogs me down a little bit, but let's say that I had 4 months of treatment. I don't know if that's true. I guess I started in December, it's the end of April, so maybe even 5 months. So that means it's going to take me 10 months to truly recover, for my body to truly recover from the trauma. I'm rounding here. So my expectations for this body have to be metered or gracious to understand that there is still some recovery. But what I would like to do is to start working on some daily habits that I know will serve my body, because it served them in the past. It served my body in the past. So one question I have for you guys is, do you all have any goal tracker apps? See the trend here that you like, love, think are fabulous. Just, and I'm going to do a little research. I think I did see when I was looking for the other apps online that there were some recommended. So if nobody has any recommendations, I'm going to, look around and then pull some recommendations from others. But I have a small set of goals that I'd like to try to achieve every day. Within reason. Okay. So here are my goals. I just sat down to try and think about what they would be. So I'd like to, right now I'm at 80 ounces in my goals for water every day. And I'd like to increase that to 88 ounces a day of water. And then I guess tea and other things would be added on top of that. I'd like to increase my step goal from 7,000 steps a day to 8,000 steps a day. So it's significant, but not crazy. And if I look at my steps over the course of the last week, most days I was pretty close or way over. I got into the double digits to, the 5 digits, depending on how you look at it, a couple times this week. So I think I can make it to 8,000 most days. I'd like to reintroduce some yoga. So I don't know if you guys have been waiting along till the symptoms and statistics, but I have been doing restorative poses since the end of the poisoning So like day 6, 7, 8 in there somewhere. Because I was just so uncomfortable laying in bed, and the restorative poses really like stretched everything and made me I was having trouble falling to sleep, and that helped there as well. I wanted to actually start some sun salutations, which is kind of my soft reintroduction, but because of the PICC line removal on Friday, I've been waiting a few days because sun salutations are fairly heavy on like using your body weight with the arms, and I wanted to wait a few more days before I really start putting any pressure there. So I'll keep, I don't know when I'm going to start that, but soon. I'd like to set a firm goal for 7 hours of sleep, and most days I'm not too far off, but I do have some of those 5 hours, 5.5 hours. I'm not so happy about those. I want to get closer to 7, 6.5, 7, 7.5. So I'm going to try and set that goal and see if I can make it most days. And then the last thing I want to do for the short term is try to limit my eating to 12 hours a day. I know this sounds ridiculous. Long before I was sick with cancer, I was doing intermittent fasting fairly successfully. And I'd like to get back into it, but I don't want to be too aggressive about it. And I need to be gracious with this body. And I don't want to push myself into nausea or any of those other things for now. Hydration is still very important to me. And so I'm going to try for 12 hours. For now, I think I'm going to go 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. But we'll see how that goes, and if I can get a little more, if I can go 10 p.m. to 12 to noon, or we'll see how all that works out. But let's see. I'm going to go slow. And so back to where so these are the goals that I want to set initially. And there might be some more. I might want to introduce some little bit of journaling, or once I'm not talking to you guys every day, I won't have this outlet. Maybe I need a little bit of daily journaling, and those kinds of things. So we'll see how all that goes. But I think these are very reasonable habits and goals to set for myself. They're not too aggressive or ignoring the fact that my body is still healing, but I think it will just set that bar. I'm just trying to set the bar just a little bit higher than it's been riding for the last few months, just to push a wee bit, right? So that's my goal. So we'll see. So those are the goals I want to set, and I think it would be nice if I had some kind of goal tracker that would show kind of like bullet journaling, but electronic, because I'm not so good with the paper stuff. It's just too much for me. It's a horrible thing to admit, but it is too much for me. All right, so moving on. I'm doing pretty well today. I feel good. I actually feel a bit more energy than I did yesterday. I thought it was low energy yesterday, and I don't know if that was just accumulation of pushing myself all week, the PICC line coming out, all those other things, but I did feel much lower energy yesterday. So today, I think overall, more energy. What do you guys think? My angel deliveries, no angel deliveries I'm aware of, and no doctor news that I'm aware of. PICC line is healing. No issues or concerns here. No seepage. Nothing going on there. Nothing interesting at all. I'll do a little research and try and figure out when it would be okay for me to really apply some pressure. But Friday at 1, Saturday, Sunday. So we're already past 48 hours. I would think maybe tomorrow or the next day would be safe. I mean, there's nothing here that feels like, oh my gosh, if I move too quickly or do anything, it's going to be a problem. So I'm not crazy worried, but I also don't want to give myself any trouble. And I'm not sure, based on all of the chemotherapy that's been in my body in the last several months, how quickly my body is repairing itself. So, something like yanking a PICC line normally, it's all healed up pretty quickly. With this body, and it's a little slower to heal because, there's poisoning. I don't know. So I'm just trying to take it slow. All right, let's talk about my to-do list. Ta-da! Right, today I did rest again. I'm getting pretty good at that, right? I hydrated. I think I'm only in the 60-ounce range right now, so working to get to 70. 80, 90, yeah. So you get the idea. I need to get up to 88. Let's see. What does this say? Oh, I made the whole family, not me, breakfast. It was kind of like, what did I do? It was potatoes, like a maple something sausage. I'm not a sausage girl, so that's why it wasn't for me. And scrambled eggs. So it was like a scramble bowl bake kind of thing. They all said it was yummy. The meat was something Bill had bought last week when he went grocery shopping. It was expiring or needed to be frozen today or tomorrow, so I cooked it. So that was the story there. I did download the app Cook List, and so far I am liking it. I linked it to the shopping that we've done over the last few weeks, and it automatically put those items into my pantry, which was a big thumbs up. I did a little extra work. I haven't done any of the pantry work, so I'll just put that out there. So that wasn't in the cards for today. But I just was testing the app a little bit. So I scanned some of the pasta boxes that we had in there. And then one nice thing about the app was you set it to scan and you just picked up the barcodes and it just went through and scanned each one. You didn't have to keep pushing the button. And then I also scanned a few things that were in the freezer. It would have been nice if I had it before I loaded and emptied the freezer, but that's neither here nor there. It is what it is now, right? So I'll try and get through the new freezer sometime this week maybe, and then continue. I think as far as the pantry goes, it's going to be a bigger effort to take everything down off the shelves and then reorganize everything back up. So I'm not sure if that's in the cards for during the week, but maybe that's a project for next weekend now that we have the app. Also, the app has the ability to have household. So everybody in the house can load the app, and then as the owner of the household, I can give them a share code and they can then see the app. So some of the nice features that I saw so far, when you eat something, I don't know, I bought a block of cheese. You could say it's 30%, 70%. We ate 30% of it, right? And then if you're out and shopping, you can just quickly see what the status of all the different groceries are because they were kept up to date. So do I need that cheese now? I still have enough to make whatever I'm going to make. And the other thing is if you delete, you can delete items. Like I ate all the, I ate the box of cereal. So when you delete it, you have the choice. It just goes into the history. And then from the history, I can say I want to buy more. Or when I delete it, there's an option right away to put it on the shopping list. So, the boys are in the basement in their man cave. And if they eat something or drink something and it's all gone, we typically don't know. So if we're doing the shopping, if they haven't told us, oh well. But in this way, they could, if they're a member of the household, they could mark it and add it to the shopping list. And then the next time we put in an order, it's already on the shopping list. It's kind of a no-brainer. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get all the data in there, but once it's in, I'm pretty pumped about that. And then getting the whole household on board, I think that will make that chore of shopping and all that stuff be a lot easier if we all take a little bit of responsibility to mark when we eat stuff. So I'm pretty excited about that. And as I mentioned already, it does have the ability to make meals out of what is in your pantry. So that's kind of cool as well. So that's where we're at right now. All right, moving on. I did a little bit more crochet. I have completed both the front panel and the back panel, and the only thing left is to sew the side seams, and then I will model it for y'all. Maybe, if I like it. Let's see, what else? I tried again online to reschedule my vaccine, and I called the 800 number. They said there was nothing available for the next 5 days. So I guess they said if there's cancellations, they'll show up either on phone or in person. So the only option I have really is to just go in there periodically and push the button. So that's what I'm going to do, but I'm not holding my breath. So we'll roll with it and see what happens. Let's see. I did not realize how far behind I was on responding to comments here on this page. So I spent a little bit of time this afternoon and responded to everyone's comments. Thank you all for taking the time to comment. I do read them right away, but I thought I commented back, but it looked like it was several videos since I'd commented, so I apologize. One thing that kind of holds me back a little bit is I try not to comment on social media during work days or work hours, because then I wouldn't be working, obviously. And it's just a habit I've had for many years. So I only will do commenting off hours, early in the morning or at night. And sometimes I'm just too tired at night. So that's just the way it rolls. But I'll try to be a little more conscientious. Maybe I can get some comments in early before I start the day. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. I need to work that a little better, because you guys deserve responses. You took the time to share your thoughts with me. I apologize. Let's see. What else do I have? Oh, we used technology today. So Bill has not been upstairs to our bedroom, or the recording studio, as I like to call it. Since his surgery in 2018. So he just doesn't have the ability to walk that many steps upstairs. He's been working on steps, and he has done steps in the past, like the outside steps. He can do like 4 or 5 steps, but he needs banisters on both sides and all this kind of thing, which we don't have all the way upstairs. We're working on. It's a skill we're working on. In any case, attached to our bedroom is his office and library, I'm going to call it. So we use technology, Google Duo, and I I walked through the library sharing the books, and he borrowed from his own library basically, and he found, I don't know, 4 or 5 books he wanted to review. So I don't know how many of you know this about my husband, but he enjoys reading textbooks. So his library is very informative. He doesn't have very many, if any, fiction. It's all nonfiction textbooks. It's like one of his passions. What can I say? In any case, I'll bring those books to him shortly. All right, so we use that. And then I did get a little bit of charity miles in today, not very much. So while we're talking charity miles, we have a team of 19. We moved a combined 2,292 miles. Excellent job, everyone. And this is our team name, Team Crush NHL! Exclamation point, exclamation point. So you're welcome to join us in Charity Miles, and there's a link down below if you'd like. All right, my to-do, must-do tomorrow. Work, hydrate, my new goal set, and that's all I've got right now. I think I might have an unscheduled robo meeting, but I have to look at that. I guess I also have some emails to respond to, so let me put that on my must-do. I have emails to respond to. All right, and my to-do would love to do crochet, purchase my items for the studio. I still haven't done that. And investigate a goals app. Again, on the would love to do. So that's not a hard, gonna happen kind of thing. So that's all I have for my ta-da and my to-do. So if you're just here for story time, thank you so much for joining us today, and we will see you tomorrow. Love you. Remember, every day is a gift. Live it. See you tomorrow.